Happy Monday, everyone. Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up demonstrator who loves to scrapbook and share with you and show you how to create scrapbook pages and layouts using Stampin' Up products. Welcome. And if you're joining me, whether it be live or on the replay, I would love to hear from you in the comments. Let me know how your day is going, your Monday's going, and where you're viewing from. And we will get started. So I missed 2 days last week, Wednesday and Friday. I knew I was going to be missing Friday because I would be out of town, headed to a conference. And I thought I'd be recording my fun folds for Feel Good Friday, but I got sick. Started getting sick, I guess, Tuesday afternoon, evening, with like head congestion and a cold, and then Wednesday I felt really bad, so I didn't get to do my story and sketch, which was really sad, with the Autumn to Remember collection. So I might see if I can squeeze that in sometime this week, at least as a recording. I still have some remnants of my head cold, my scratchy throat, so my apologies. I've got my cough drops, throat lozenges over here in case I get that little tickle in my throat that I can't get rid of. But anyhow, so I was pretty out of it Wednesday and Thursday and felt better on Thursday, but had to get ready and prepare for our trip that we went on this weekend, which is what I'll be scrapbooking today. So I've printed out my photos from the weekend, and I'll share a little bit more about that. But I'm going to be using let me turn to this page, the Regal Winter Collection. So it's featured on pages 34 and 35 of the September-December 24 mini catalog. It's got some really rich colors in here. We're working with Cherry Cobbler, Wild Wheat, Pretty Peacock, Night of Navy, Blackberry Bliss, and Berry Burst. So we got in about 6 o'clock last night from our trip. So I got up this morning to start prepping for today's live. So I still have some things to pull together, but I got all my photos printed. I have quite a bit of paper cut. I will have to do some stamping and die cutting to use these beautiful florals from the Regal Floral bundle. So it includes stamps plus dies, and it also has a specialty pack of Designer Series paper here that has some gold foil in it, and then this beautiful rich combination of DSP paper. So I've selected like 2 of the DSP papers along with one of the gold foil specialty papers. So if you're joining me, say hello, let me know you're watching. I do see a thumbs up, I appreciate that. Let me know how the audio's going. I know I've had some issues the last week or two. I think I figured that out though. Good morning, Debbie. I was gonna see if I could. So let me. Okay, sorry about that. I won't mess with my phone. But let's see. Okay. Okay, sound is good. I forgot to check to make sure my Wi-Fi and Bluetooth were on. Let me know, Debbie, if anything happens during it. I think that may have been my problem last time. I may have turned off my Bluetooth. So maybe it was having a hard time connecting to the Wi-Fi or something. Or the cellular was not working well. So anyway, so this week I'm going to be using this collection. I know it's called Regal Winter, but this reminds me a lot of fall as well. Just the rich colors. And then there's nothing particular about it for winter as far as Christmas or snow, snowmen or snowflakes. It's florals. So I'm going to use, I think, everything in the collection. We've even got some beautiful ribbon. I haven't even opened it. It's grosgrain ribbon, I think. Textured ribbon is what they call it. I have to see if I can get it open here real quick. And we'll see if I can incorporate it into the page I'm going to do. I am inspired by a fellow demonstrator who also happens to be on the new Paper Pumpkin Creatives team that I'm a part of. If you've been following me on Instagram or Facebook, you'll see that there's 12 of us that have teamed up to bring you 12 different projects using the Paper Pumpkin each month. So if you're a subscriber of mine, you'll receive the 12-page PDF of all our projects with the, so we just got our September Paper Pumpkin in, so that's what we're creating with this month, and at the end of the month or the very 1st of October, I'll be able to share that with my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, the 12-page PDF. So super excited about that. Excited to get to know some of these ladies. There's only one on the team, Jennifer, who was a former Close to My Heart maker, and I know her a little bit from working with her at Close to My Heart and on the Close to My Heart Makers Workshop Committee. But we've teamed up along with 10 other Stampin' Up demonstrators that have been a part of Stampin' Up for quite a while. So it is exciting, and I was inspired today by my layout design by Jennifer, so I just wanted to give her a shout out. We seem to feed off each other quite a bit. Our styles are kind of similar, but not. She does some things that I don't do on a regular basis and so forth, but we've been inspired by each other's layout designs lately. So I went to her Facebook page and found one I liked to use today. All right, so this is a stamp set, Regal Floral. This will be wonderful for cards, of course, but I'm going to show you today how to use it for scrapbooking. And I'm going to do a 2-page layout, and I'll just move this stuff out of the way so you don't forget, we do have a scrapbooking brochure that just went live September 4th that has scrapbooking workshops, Stampin' Up style, with a little inspired by Close to My Heart. I love that. I just wanted to remind you about that. And then I've got one of each of the pattern papers. Let me pull those out, I think, over here. Let me see what we got. I've already cut into the paper, so let's see. We've got some beautiful, rich burgundy colors, and then there's that wild wheat, I believe is what that is on that side of it. But these will be great for fall, I think. Pretty peacock, and I'm not even sure. That may be the Blackberry Bliss. This is really, really pretty on white cardstock in small doses. So think of it that way. I'm going to be making some cards for Friday's Feel Good Friday, where I can really show you some fun techniques, which I might actually do on this page now that I'm thinking of it. But there's a beautiful floral with this one. There's two patterns that are similar that have the cherry cobbler and that blackberry bliss, I think, the flowers. And then there's one that has, it's more red. And I'll show that to you right now. So can you see the difference right here? Like this one has mostly red flowers, a little touch. But then you look over here and this one has incorporated more of that blackberry bliss. And then there's that wild wheat. This is totally fall to me. So with the pretty peacock, I think that's the name of it. And then the specialty papers. So I think that's all the pattern papers. Let me see if that was one of each. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And when you flip them over, they have like tone on tone. Look how pretty that is. So lots of great combinations you can do with this one. And then here are those specialty papers. I love these. These have the gold foil on them. They're only one-sided, so the other side is white, and you get 2 of each sheet. So I'm going to be using the gold foil on the white today, as you can see here. I've got some white willow cardstock here. I've got some pieces cut already. And then I grabbed out of my stash, I have some close to my heart black ore paper. I don't know if you can see. Let me pull out a sheet. Let me pull out. I've got scraps in here, of course, but I've got 12 by 12 sheets as well. I think I'm going to have to use some 12 by 12. But it's got a shimmer effect to it, so I thought that would be pretty. I'm doing about our conference, which was a prophecy conference is what they call it. They were talking a lot about Israel and what's going on over there right now and how we can support Israel in our prayers and other ways, and you know, some things about what to expect here in the future. I know all over the world it's kind of crazy. But we had like 6 or 7 different speakers, and so I'll talk about that a little bit while I'm teaching the scrapbook page. But I wanted to bring in some black just for mats. So I have a little bit of that I want to use so I can use up some of my stash. Let me share with you the beautiful stamps in here and the dies. I've got everything inside of here. So again, these are great for cards, wishing I were there to give you a hug, sending love your way, thanks, and missing you. And then when you open it up, it is a cling stamp. I think I've already got, yeah, I've got my stickers on there. And then it's got a nice texture stamp here. And then these are the dies. So we'll play around with those. I've already cut quite a few of these pieces, but I'm going to do at least one for you to show you how this works, because it's really a neat die. And then these are just going to cut out my flowers that I stamp. So we'll do a little bit of that as well. This comes with an awesome dots, Regal foiled adhesive back dots. They have some gold flakes inside them, and I'm not sure, there may be a total of 4 colors. Haven't even opened this package yet, so let's do that. And oh, there's some pretty green. Probably won't be using the green today. Probably down here, these blues and blackberry bliss, I think. And then of course that beautiful ribbon, I did get it open, but you can see it, it's blackberry bliss. All right, so I probably should, let me see, I love my little plastic trays. I got a few of these at like a Dollar General, I think. These I think came from Dollar General. And then some of my other ones, some have come from the Container Store and some off of Amazon. I have some linked on my Amazon storefront. All right, so we'll just kind of make us a little tray over here off to the side, and let's get busy kind of showing what we're going to do here. I'm using the white willow as a background, And I think before I tack it down with some removable glue dots, I'm going to do a little bit of distressing. So you can see I've got a nice selection of that die already cut from that beautiful pattern paper. I think I'm going to use this side right here. I don't think I'll use the blues that are in here. What was on the... Yep, so there was blue on both of those. That's pretty, but I wanted to bring in a little bit more color. So I'm going to set those up here at the top. And then let me share my photos real quick. I got a selfie of Jeff and I. So this is at the conference started Friday night, and we heard from Jimmy Evans and Billy Crone is his name. And then, of course, we had praise and worship when we started off and kicked off. It's absolutely beautiful. They have a huge praise and worship team. And then I've got pictures. Some of these pictures are ones that I took. Some I grabbed off the Fellowship Church. That's where the conference was, up in Grapevine, Texas. And so I grabbed a picture off their website for the front of there. Just, it doesn't say Fellowship Church, but I'll put that in some journaling or somewhere. Then I think my photos are going to be somewhere kind of like this. And then I grabbed one of Jimmy Evans where it said the Prophecy Conference in the background there. So they were just going through the Bible and sharing with us prophecies that God or the disciples, especially through Revelations, has shared, and what will be happening in the end times, and what we can expect, and all of that stuff. So if you have questions about any of that, I would love to chit chat with you privately about it. Max Lucado was there. He's actually not very far from where I live. I'm in Fredericksburg, Texas, and he has a church right outside of San Antonio, I think heading into San Antonio off of I-10. I'm assuming it's still in the same place. And then while we were doing some praise and worship, and Jeff and I were actually right there kind of in the center. And then Ed Young is the pastor there at the Fellowship Church. So I grabbed one of those photos too. And so my pictures are going to be laying out across the page here, right about probably the center more so. And I'm going to have the black strip going across here, and then I'm going to put some of the pieces that I cut here kind of going around like this. So that's the plan. So my photos here are 4 by 3, so 4 up here. So I'll need about probably 4.5 inch strip to go all the way. That'll give me a 1/4 inch on top and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to cut this black or cardstock that I have from Close to My Heart. I'm going to cut 2 strips of that. It's pretty thick. So I need those 2 for strips, and then I am going to do one around here. Let me see what I'm going to have to cut into another one. So this is 4 by 6. I just did a white border. So I'm going to do 4 1/4, I think, by 6 1/4, which means I'm going to have to open up the arm here on my trimmer. So this trimmer right here was released after Close to My Heart said that they were closing their doors. I guess it was something that was going to come in our new catalog, and they went ahead and allowed us to purchase it. It's exactly like Stampin' Up's, but in kind of an ivory color. Stampin' Up's is gray, so all the features on it are exactly the same. So it's kind of interesting that they did that. So That's why I'm using this one still. I'll eventually get the Stampin' Up one because I love it. It's a great trimmer. Okay, so I need these pieces, and then these others I think I can put aside. So these are going to end up going like right here in the center. I'm just going to kind of lay it out, but because I do want to do a little bit of distressing. So I'm going to center it at 6. It's going to come down to about 3 3/4, and then 8 1/4 up here. So these photos will end up going like this, and it'll give it like an automatic border around each one. And with that white, it kind of helps pop them off, and I didn't have to use white cardstock because I just did that on my program with or photos in my Mac Studio. Okay, and then just so we can kind of see where everything's going to go and figure out where. I can go ahead and put this on. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. We will make some clusters of florals for the page. All right, so that one can go right on there. I'm just going to lay it over top. I might even pop it up. This one I want over here. So you see we did a combination. We've got 3x4s, 4x4s, and a 4x6. All right, so it's going to be something similar to that and just go across the page. Okay. And trying to decide, I might, instead of doing like splatters, I'm thinking I will just use this texture stamp in some areas. And of course I'm going to do quite a few of these florals. So I'm going to pull those out. And we'll build some clusters. So I'll do some stamping. Don't have to do any coloring. I was going to say, miss you, thanks, sending love your way. I probably won't use any of these right here. And then I'm going to have to figure out something for a title as well. Put that over there. All right, so we'll move this over this way. Okay, and I got to let the dog in because she's scratching. If you've been following me for a while, you know that Ladybug, she's our American Staffordshire Terrier. She's a big, pretty dog. She goes in and out. I have my workspace. It's actually the kitchen nook right off the kitchen over here. And then over here I have my windows that go out to the garden. I have windows that go over here and over here. So I've got lots of nice bright light. Not so much today. It's a little overcast today. All right, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee because I can feel that scratchiness in my throat because I'm talking more than I should. Really? Maybe you got it at Stampin' Up long time ago. I can't think if there's another company that has something similar. I don't know. All right, I'm going to grab also a throat lozenge for my throat. All right, so I need some scrap of white so we can do some stamping. Let me see if I have quite a bit of white scraps. You know how when you need stuff, you can't find it. So let me just grab a few of these and see what I can do with these scraps. And there's a big scrap. So and I'm going to have to figure out what colors I want these to be. So to do that, I'm going to use the catalog, the mini catalog, to inspire me a little bit here. So let's go back. Did I say 34? So we have some beautiful samples here we can work with. So maybe, I don't have the berry burst, I don't think. And so I'm probably gonna have to do, like I could do the Blackberry Bliss. Let's see, let's grab that. I do, oh wait a minute, I do have berry burst. I don't remember, maybe that's why I got it, I don't know. So I think those will be pretty, that'll coordinate pretty with those colors. And then we can do some like first and second generation stamping maybe. Maybe I see some wild wheat that would probably be pretty. I know I have that one. And then we need probably pretty peacock to bring some green in. So I do happen to have those. I think what is nice, what I've noticed, you know, since I just started with Stampin' Up in May, that a lot of, I guess it's the season, so we did summer, and then now we're heading into fall, so a lot of the colors are used throughout a lot of the projects, the same colors, you know, with a few added in here. So I haven't necessarily had to get like all the ink pads yet. I've been able to use these over and over in with different patterns of paper and so forth. So I'm seeing kind of like a cluster like that. Do you see it? Maybe. So I think that's what will work with. I kind of wish I had my glass mat, but I've got my silicone. I think I know what I'm going to do. So these Versa mats are really awesome because, but what that means, I need to move this over here. I'm just going to move it out of the way for the moment. So when you flip it over, we have a foam mat on here. All right, so let's get straightened up a little bit more. Okay, Jeff was just texting me. The kids are out of school today, and Jeff took off the day, which was nice. So he had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off, but he's over at his parents helping them. All right, so let's get busy doing some stamping. Grab a couple of my blocks. I think the 2x2s are going to be the best choice. And I got some ink going on there. I am going to have to jump up because you know how I always forget to get my chamois wet? I'm going to have to do it real quick. So just hold on for a second. Luckily, yeah, I'm right off the kitchen, so I can get my chamois wet. And I don't have to run too far. But I just didn't quite get everything ready. All right, so let's use some of these smaller pieces, what we can first. They have to be big enough so that I can die cut them out. So what did I see, let's play around a little bit here. I'm gonna do some berry burst. I know these are like super juicy. Oh. And the reason they do cling stamps is to give this cool texture So see how you've got some solid and kind of some shading going on there. So I'm gonna do, I think what I'm gonna, I don't know that I need all these, so we're just gonna go through and I'm gonna do 3. I'm gonna see if I can, think if I do it right there, I can die cut all the way around. But I am going to, let me look and see. I think I'm just gonna do those. I'm not gonna do them in all the different colors. I'm just gonna build that cluster right here, how it shows. And then those will be our clusters, and that's gonna make it pretty simple. So I'm gonna throw those up there. We need some Blackberry Bliss. And that's gonna be, I think this one. Don't know if I have, I need to look and see if I have like a die for that stamp. I do, look, there's one right there. So we can do a few of these. Maybe we'll probably need more than, I almost look black. Because I see like 2 in the cluster, so probably need about 6. And then we can go over here to, I'll do like one of these. So we'll have to run through some of these so we can chit chat and visit about some other stuff, possibly. I'm gonna make sure I get that cleaned. It's good. Then we will do, what do we need next? We need like these leaves right here. These will be in the wild wheat. So let me grab that. And once we have all this prepped, then it won't take long to pull our page together. And I don't know that I will actually like do a real title, because I have pictures that, I think I just need 3 of these. I have pictures that have all the details in it, and I'll just need to do some journaling. Okay. See, some ink got around the edge on the rubber there, but that'll be cut out with the dies when I do that. So I'm just gonna try to put stuff away as I use it. I'll go ahead and clean that up. Let me see, I think I got it pretty clean. So hey Carrie, how are you? What did y'all do for the weekend? Anything particular? Go anywhere? Have any sporting events with kiddos or grandkids? What's Caroline up to, Debbie? I know she does tennis. I just don't know when. Is tennis more in the spring? Okay, so let's do this in Pretty Peacock. And I don't think I'm gonna need the cherry cobbler. So I'll show you this color combination here in a minute. Don't know that that's gonna fit on that one, but we do this one. So just grab those scraps. That's how you can use your, this is so pretty. Kind of twist it around, see the best way to get it on here. That's not too far on the edge. I may have to get a bigger piece, and because I don't have it lined up very well. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can use this piece. It's got some score lines in it. Oh, I'm glad I saw those because that's something I think I want to show you. It's really pretty with this. I've seen some really pretty cards. Okay, I think we have more than enough of that. And then I think we need to go back to the Berry Bliss and just do a couple of these individual single stamps right here. That one got nice and dirty. Oh, oh, I hate that when that happens. Bevan did that with One Act Play. Yeah. Something's going, lots of stuff's going around right now. So, I think I've heard the flu, colds, COVID, all the stuff. So, it's a change in weather. Stuff's blowing in. And then that crazy African dust, I think, too, is not helping. So I was feeling much better, and we got up to Dallas-Fort Worth. I was like, there's something else in the air up here that's bothering me. So it's making everything kind of linger. Oh, this is so pretty. Once you start to play with it, just love it. I wasn't even sure if I would end up getting this suite, but I'm so glad I did. All right, so I think I just need 3 of those. And they actually ends up drying a little bit lighter. So I like that. All right, so that really should be pretty much all we got to do in stamping. But look at that, those colors. Aren't those pretty? So that'll bring out some of those colors that are in that floral paper. And I just need these pieces. Don't think I'm gonna need any of that. I love all the piles I make, and then when I'm done, when I'm done with my live, I have all this cleaning I gotta do. All right, so I can flip this back over. I'm gonna get it back lined up again, best I can. And we gotta do some die cutting. So let me bring in, I might can just use, well, if I use my big one, I can cut more of these at one time. So I think I'm gonna need all of these. And then this right here cuts like a floral border, and it's showing with some berry burst. I'm not sure if, I'm sure I have some berry burst. I'm just gonna see if I can find it. Because I did try to get a combo pack of each of the cardstock packs. All right, so let's bring in my big Stampin' Cut and Emboss. Okay, and we'll just set it right here, and we'll work through these. And this is like 6 wide and maybe 9. Let me see. Yeah, about 9 inches long. I'll flip it over. And I've got my Post-it tape. This is super handy for holding your dies in place. The Post-it 1 inch. I got this off of Amazon. I do have a link in my Amazon store. Got some ink going on there. All right, so we're just going to load this up. We got to line up. That worked pretty well. Okay, that one's gonna go there. And then we got this little one. And I just like to put the Post-it tape over top to keep it in place because it always seems to shift on me. So I'll grab a little bit more. I've got this one, so I can hopefully I can fit each one of these through, and that'll eliminate some of the, excuse me. So yeah, going through you know, the number of times we have to go through here. Alrighty. So I'm so happy to be back. Feeling better, just have that scratchy throat kind of lingering. All right, turn that, there we go. And I'm gonna try not to rush through here so that I actually get these. I mean, this looks like it's drawn or painted. It's up close, so pretty. Okay, so there are all my pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dies. Make sure I got them all on there. So we'll probably need to go, I know we have to go at least 3 times, but a couple more times for those little flowers. But those will go pretty quickly. So this may not take as long as I was afraid it would. Okay. So do y'all have any questions about anything? Awesome. Glad you're doing well, Carrie. And as I can feel kind of a little bit of brain dead today. Can't think of all the things I mentioned earlier about the paper pumpkin team that I was asked to be on. I'm so excited to be connecting with other Stampin' Up demonstrators. It's the one that one was kind of off a little bit, but we'll see if we can make it work. Rachel Tessman, I think is her name. I follow her on YouTube, and she reached out to me about being a part of this paper pumpkin alternative team of ladies. So we get our paper pumpkins in, you know, you order them by the 10th of the month, and then they ship them out. And I got mine last maybe Wednesday. So it took maybe a week to get it. They ship them out around the 11th. And then I'm supposed to make an exclusive project. So I make a project using it. It can be cards, scrapbook pages, layouts, whatnot. And we can only share a sneak peek of what we created with the public. So we'll have a graphic. I've already shared my sneak peek, but then we'll have a graphic that includes everyone's sneak peek here pretty quick. I think by the end of the month, or the very 1st of October. And then those are stamping our paper pumpkin customers that are subscribed with us. They will get a copy of that PDF each month. They are subscribed. That includes all 12 of the projects. So photos, supply list, instructions, and you can create to your heart's content with your paper pumpkins kits. There's another one over here. I think that was it. So this is kind of a trial run. We're doing it September through December. So I think we've all committed to doing that. And then we'll reevaluate for I guess the quarter. The next quarter, because a quarter is just 3 months, so I'm not sure what we'll do for like starting January. All right, let me see if those are all on there good. I think they are. So that's super exciting. Something fun to add to my things I'm doing right now with Stampin' Up. Okay, we'll just keep going through this. So I closed out a hostess code last night for my Season of Elegance scrapbooking workshop. There's still time to place an order to get the free PDF and video tutorials. So when you spend $50 on my Stampin' Up website, you can get that PDF tutorial and video tutorial links. I also included a Cricut Design Cricut Design Space file for some of the titles in my pages. And then you can also just purchase it outright, the PDF workshop guide along with the video and design space file for $25. So I've got a scrapbook, a Facebook group that has all the details in there. If you're interested, let me know and I can share the link to that with you. I'll be doing it. My goal is to do a scrapbook workshop like that every month, starting at the beginning of the month. So I'll be starting my October one here pretty quick. And is that just next week? Is October next week already? I think so. And so I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to do Reindeer Days for my next one. Something a little bit more fun and whimsical. Christmassy. Okay, there's that. We'll just add these up here. Excuse me. This is a little tedious, but if you want to recreate something similar, you can just come back to this video once you get your products and follow right along. So in my videos for my scrapbooking workshop, that's what I did. I recorded while I created, and then I voiced over to help explain what I was doing. And it ended up only being like a 40-minute video for 3 scrapbook pages. So that was pretty cool. All right, there's that. Hope I got them all on there good. So I'm gonna and I still want to show you this cool, can probably do it right with these little ones. So this one right here, I want to show you how that works, because there's more than just that cuts out, which is really neat. So I already have some pieces I can use on my projects for Wednesday and Friday. There's that. And okay, so I think I'm done with that. I've got 3 of each of those bigger dies. I just need to do a few more of these little pieces right there. So keep that one and that. So I should have got 3 of all those. And those are all for all the 3 clusters that I will make. That will be similar. That was just an extra one that I stamped, I think. So, don't need that. And we just So let me grab out, let me get all this Post-it tape. I only need one. So I can go ahead and put this one on here. And then let me pull out that. Let me pull it out. Oh, it's over here. Okay, here it is. Okay, let me show it to you. So you can see these lines all the way around. So it's going to cut out a centerpiece, and then it's also going to cut out a thin frame. So I want to show you that. So let me look at my pieces that I think I might need a few more of the purple. So let me find my paper that I was already cutting on. I took, I've shared this before, but I want to share it again in case you're new here or missed it. I take those 12 by 12 pieces and I cut them into 6 by 12 pieces. And then I try to create with just a 6 by 12, so then I have all this paper still to use, plus a full 12 by 12 piece. So that's what I did here. I just used a 6 by 12. I'm going to do one. Let me do, I think if I just cut it right here, because I just need this piece like right there. I can fit all that on my cutting mat right here. So I got the little floral. This one I'm just going to set right here. Again, I will hold onto it or hold it down using some tape. Got the right mats. Get the top mat. Let me show you. How this one works. Get this off first. Okay. I don't think I'm going to do those other two right now. I'll come back to them if I think I need to. But we'll just wrap it up right here. Alright, so this actually cuts two pieces. Let me find my, I'm not sure where my tweezers are. So I get it out. Then it cuts this piece too. So this could just be a frame on your, where you could stamp a sentiment in it like that. You could also, I'll show you this in just a minute. Let me see. Let me get all this out of the way. You can layer them too. Okay, don't need all of that. I think we're done with the die cutting. But like, look at this piece right here. You could do a layer like this, okay? So you get a frame that goes with it by just changing out different colors of paper. So I'm not going to use these today. I'm going to save those probably for my projects on Wednesday and Friday. My 8.5 by 11, and you can see how they use that. They did it right here in this sample, and then they used just the frame in this sample. So, really pretty neat, pretty cool. And then I think I'm going to do something similar using this cluster, but doing some background stamping right there. And I think I just made up my mind. I'm going to use wild wheat. That's one of those kind of unusual colors. So I think I might do the wild wheat. All right, so let's get all these pieces over here. My other pieces I cut earlier. Don't need that. Okay, so let's get busy building up our page. And I never did do that one right there. We'll see. I don't know if I even need it. So let's tack this down. with a temporary removable glue dot. I just put one in each corner, opposite corners right there, just to hold it to the page, and then, or to the, what do you call it? Versamat. Excuse me. I need that. And then there's my clusters. So this, all my clusters will probably be very similar. I feel like my pictures kind of got swapped, so we'll figure that out in a minute. And then put this down. So I'm just curious if anyone would, have you gotten this collection yet? Have you done anything with it? Do you have any ideas that you would use with it? All right, I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. Again, this is that Or cardstock. I had some left over from Close to My Heart. I'm just trying to use some of it, and it's got like a shimmer to it. Look how pretty that is. It's not glitter paper. It's called Or paper. And then I'm just going to adhere that centered across on both sides. We'll do some of that texture stamping once I figure out exactly where my clusters are going to be. So let's get our photos down. So you could just use some glitter paper if you wanted, or some black cardstock. This was 4.5 by 12 is what I chose. So the white willow is a little bit wider, so you may want to, when you're done with your pages, trim off those slivers if you don't want the white showing right here, or you could even ink it up with some black. Let's get our pictures down. Push those up there. And let me decide. I think I wanted the church, then I wanted the selfie of Jeff and I, and then the name of the conference right there. If you're joining me late, I'm scrapbooking about a conference that we went to, Jeff and I did this weekend, and Jimmy Evans and Max Lucado, Ed Young, and others spoke at the conference. All right, so gotta kind of figure out where that needs to be positioned. I'm gonna put down this photo with approximately, oh, it's probably more like 3/8 of an inch, I would think. It's not, well, maybe even, yeah, 1/8, 3, yeah, probably more like 3/8 of an inch border around it. I'm gonna do that for both of these. So anyhow, Jeff and I were up in the Grapevine, Texas area for the weekend. Met up with some friends. It was kind of interesting. Last year we attended this conference for the very first time, and I'm not going to pop this up because my embellishments, my clusters are going to be popped up, so I'm just going to adhere this down. Anyhow, we're sitting there, and Jeff yells during a break across the aisles. He's like, "Alex!" And turns out that someone he had worked with out in Fort Stockton, which is like 4 hours away from Fredericksburg, they were sitting up on the front row of this conference last year. Jeff worked with him years ago, probably 10 plus years ago in Fort Stockton. And so we said hello, visited a little bit, talked a little bit on a break or two, and then attended church on Sunday morning together there at Fellowship Church. And then this year, Alex reached out to us. We had all re-registered for the conference for this year, and we met up Friday evening, had dinner, and Actually, I think we went to the conference. I can't even remember now. They had an opening session on Friday night, and then we went out afterwards for just a little bit to visit and catch up, and then hung out the rest of the conference weekend. Went to church yesterday morning, then went to breakfast afterwards. So really enjoyed the company and, you know, getting to know Alex and his wife Carol better, and realizing we have a lot in common, kind of a relationship-wise, history relationship with exes and blending families and all that. So it was really a wonderful weekend that we had together. All right, so these pieces, these will make up our clusters again. Let me get those all put aside, and then we'll position these pieces. I wanted to use them as background pieces. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to sneak a peek at my inspiration from Jennifer Smith. I did something similar using the hexagon punch, a month or so ago. And I'm going to just kind of do the same thing. And I have like 3 different pieces, 3 different patterns here that I'm going to work with. I'm going to have to cut some of these in half to tuck behind, but we'll just lay out a few of these, and they're all going to kind of be staggered in different ways. So I might just do something kind of similar to that. Up here there may be a little bit more maybe going here, so we're going here, and then we're gonna come down this way a little bit. This is where a lot, I don't know if I want, maybe we'll do some up there too, and we'll have some more, and maybe end it right there, and then come down here. I do want to overlap some of these. I think that's, so I may need to bring this down a little bit further, and then bring in a little bit more of that floral just kind of hiding in here somewhere. We'll see once we get some of these pieces cut. Once we get this paper down, then we're just going to do our clusters and we'll be done. Like I said, I don't think I'll be doing like a big title because I have the Prophecy Conference already up like that. All right, so this is going to all come down here a little bit. And then I wonder if I want like some white, and I want it, yeah, more, one row is off center from the other one. I don't know if I want to go all the way over there or just like that. I think I just pretty much so I think that'll work. That'll be more like that. I might need to redo this a little bit. Okay, I know it kind of looks crazy right now, and then I don't know if I'll need this piece. And I don't know that I'll go off the bottom here. I'm just looking to see what other, I don't know if I want to go all the way. Maybe we'll shift this over here just a little bit more, like this. All right, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to even, am I going to use this piece or not? Maybe. I'm putting that there because then I can just I'll end up using all the pieces that I cut. I'm going to set that aside. So let's get out our paper trimmer. And I might end up just tucking pieces down. So let's just work on that. I might can just like stick them up under here. I'm gonna get my spatula in case I need to pull any up. And I don't want to have another piece to put under there, so I think I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to do it like right up. We're going to start with this one, and we're going to do it like right there. And then this piece can kind of center like right there. Try to make sure I get it straight. And we'll do this row. Okay. Yeah, once we get it going, it's going to come together pretty quick. Okay. Just got to make sure I get it all straight. I think it's pretty good. Remember that gold foil paper doesn't even have a background. So I do need some of that probably. That didn't go down very far, so that can go. And I'm just leaving maybe 1/8 of an inch. Looks like that could be either down a little bit further. One second. That one might have to come up a little bit. And I think I'll just put it in here like this, and I will come back and cut with my scissors that off like that. Or trimmer. That's down, that's not down. All right, so you can build up your own pattern paper, your pattern background. I'm going to flip this a little bit. I'm going to do this one up here. Right there. And this one can go here. So I think, whoops, this one, I feel like it's down a little too low. There we go. I like, oh, especially now I'm thinking about it, I like the purple, you know, the Regal with the, you know, Jesus Christ and our faith, and so loving that. I like that idea. And I'll do this at about 3. Let's see. Means I'm gonna have like, I'm gonna have to have another piece up here, so I may have to just go. This one was not gonna go off the page, I don't think. I'm just gonna kind of do it like that. That way I don't have to cut anymore. This can tuck up under here. Again, it's kind of centered. That one. And I love that touch of gold foil in this collection. So love that. Okay, so that'll kind of bring it up here, and then we're going to work our way down over here. Yeah, I don't think I have to worry about lining it up the same as this over here. Let's just do about like that. Let me see if I make sure I'm straight here. That'll help me see what I'm doing. Excuse me. Okay, and this is helping me. I don't have to go in and like trim all of this. We're just going to all right. I want to put one of these up here. So speaking of the conference, we did already register for next year's conference. We did learn, though, that it wasn't going to be at the same church this time. I think it's going to be up at a church in Frisco, Texas. I've been all around there, but I don't think I've actually been in Frisco before. It's up, I think, from what I've learned and heard, I mean, it's kind of similar to Fredericksburg. It's pretty popular place to be up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Is anyone familiar with Frisco? Okay, and we just got 3 more. Do it like right that way. I think I'm getting them straight. I'll do this one next. So I'm just trying to alternate them so that not too many of the patterns are close together. Like these ended up a little bit, but I might need to switch this one out with one of these. Okay, no, that's not straight, or that's not straight. Need to pull that up a little bit. All right. And all right, so let's grab, I'm going to grab some of my big scissors because I feel like that's just easier to, excuse me, trim. So I just have to trim these 2 pieces on this page. So I'm just going to take my big scissors and follow along. I can save that for a card or something. 1 second, lady. She's ready to go back outside again. I think the cat's still out there. Pumpkin. So he hasn't been too much of a distraction. Oh, I love how it's turning out. Oh, here he is. Oh, Pumpkin. The dog goes out and the cat comes in. All right, I see a little bit of, got a little bit of adhesive right there. If you don't have one of these rub and remove erasers, those come in super handy. All right, I have a little bit more to trim off on this one, just up here though. So we'll flip that over. Try not to cut the cardstock, but trying to make sure I get right there on the, there we go. Hopefully I did okay there. And you could use your paper trimmer as well, just to line up and cut that off if you needed to. Okay. Again, just save those scraps. You can use these on a card or something. I got a few pieces over here. Okay, so I want to show y'all something. I'm going to share more about this on Friday, I think. I might use it throughout the week. But my upline, Rhonda Wade, she used this collection and did some dry, like dry embossing, but using just her scoring tool, I think. Or you could do I have one. I don't know where it's at though. I don't think. I have a close to my heart scoreboard. I don't know where it's at though. So you would have to, I'm going to do a little bit of that right up here in the corner. I'm going to take off that temporary glue dot. They won't see you. Bevan's here, of course, they're out of school. I'm going to have to color her hair in a little bit. So I'm going to go, let me see where I might just go like, I'm going to do scoring. I've measured it at like, let me see here, 1/4 of an inch from the edge. And I'm going to score down to about 2. Let me see. I can't tell if that's, yeah, I did it. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to move over to 1/2 an inch. Can y'all, let me move this up a little bit so you can see. See, I'm scoring it. And do another about maybe just a little bit further so it's not necessarily even. Okay, and then so you get just a subtle emboss right there. And it looks really pretty white on white with these rich colors. I'm going to turn it this way and we'll do, I'm going to measure it up here this time, doing the same thing, 1/4 inch. I'm going to go up this way, so at about 10. And I'm just going to score again, move it to 1/2 an inch, and score. And you get like a hash mark looking there. So you'll see it. I have to turn it a certain way just so y'all can see it because of the lighting. And you can do it down on this. So I think I'll do it right here and then up in here as well. So just remember, a lot of what you do on your cards, what you see other people do on the cards, you can do that on your scrapbook pages too, just to add some different textures. Okay, and I'll go this way. It'll just be easier to. I'm not giving a perfect, like coming down a particular amount, just kind of eyeballing it, and it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to give a little bit of texture. You can really see it good there. And then, see, how pretty is that? All right, this one, I'm probably going to have to put more dots on there. Maybe not. I've got all my paper on, so I'm probably good. I'm just removing those removable dots. Good shopping in. Hey Linda, hey Jody, Lori. I'm seeing everybody's comments now. Vicky, morning. And then, yeah, so it'll be gonna have to save up for next year's conference in Frisco, because that will be, might have to go up a little early to do some shopping then. All right, so I'm gonna do up here. So again, so 3 different places. Just make sure you're doing your scoring blade and not your cutting blade, or yeah, you'll have an interesting, something interesting new you do there if you accidentally cut it. So just remember, scoring blade. So the white one is the scoring blade. I don't know if you're still here, Vicky, but I was going to let you know you're going to be receiving a special paper pumpkin PDF file from a group of ladies that I've teamed up with. It'll be the first part of October that'll go along with your September paper pumpkin. So 12 exclusive projects just for my paper pumpkin subscribers. All right, so there we have it. We've got one here, here, and here. I could do up here, don't think I will though. Could do it down here. I think I'm just going to do those 3 places to give a little texture. All right, and clusters, where are my pieces? This might be where I do bring in a few. So I saved all those border pieces. So these are all the outer edges of these pieces. I might use 1 or 2 just around my clusters. So I think my clusters are going to be like up here, down here. I'm just grabbing 1 of each of these, and then down here. So let's put 1 of each in the cluster, and then we'll arrange them. And I still have that texture stamp. I want to try to maybe sneak in here somewhere. Okay, there's that one, and I think there. Did I only do 3 of these? I thought I did more than 3 of these. Oh, maybe. That one up here, I think I'll make the focal point. That's just barely, it's going to have a tiny bit extra in it. So I'm wondering if I want to do something kind of layered. I don't know yet. I'm not going to have, I really don't have anything going on up here, which is fine probably. So I don't know if I know it needs to be something opposite of what's laying there. So I'm just kind of looking at this sample right here. Oh, and we've got ribbon to work with. Let's not forget that. We've got this pretty ribbon. So I might cut a little bit of that off just to see if I want to put it in there. So just cut it at an angle on both sides. That may be all I need. I've got to kind of decide where I want that cluster. Probably right up in there. We'll see. Just play. What do y'all think about the layering of that? I'm looking at, and then just putting kind of, excuse me, like that. Even though I have some of that down here, I might put it right up there in that area. I think it'll kind of help pop off the clusters. And do I want, grab one of these. We'll see. And if I do a different one here, I think I might, maybe my cluster won't be all the way out there. I think it needs to be right there though. But I really rather have all the same pieces, so even though that's on there, I'll kind of blend in, but we'll see. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see. And then I still have this that I could add, but I don't know that I will. I was trying to, I can't get it picked up. It's like, where are my tweezers? I had them just a little while ago. Okay, so I've got this border thing that could go in here too. I just don't know what color. And maybe it should be like that wild wheat. It would pop a little bit more. They've got the berry burst that might blend in a little bit more. I'm going to just cut a few of these. I might use them in different ways in each cluster, like loop and maybe even a bow. So I'm going to do a little bit longer one. Oh, look who came to visit. Oh, he loves ribbon, y'all. So I'm gonna have to hide my ribbon. I'm gonna put it over here in my tray until I'm ready for it. I don't know. Here, I'll give him this piece. There's one. Oops. There's a piece. Okay, I threw some on the floor for him. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Let me look and see if I have some scraps of Berry Burst real quick. I'm going to look in my... I don't know if I've played with that color at all yet. Looking in my bag of Stampin' Up scraps. That's growing very quickly. Oh, I think I used it with the zinnia. Is that what it is? So I do have this. Oh, would you? I'm going to have to throw him back outside. Yeah, he's just jumping right back up. So let me see. Dude, he's making a mess. All right, there's... Let me see if I have scraps. I think that's Berry Burst. Yeah, I think that's Berry Burst. There's a scrap. Nope. Oh, there's two. Which one's Berry Burst? I think that's Berry Burst. I don't know what the other one is. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I have a smaller piece of that. I don't think I do, whatever that color. Okay. Alright. He did jump in his cubby, so maybe he'll chill out for a few. So I'm gonna just cut like a one. I think that'll fit. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 1-inch piece. And we'll cut it like 3 times. And then I think we can wrap up our page. So, let's see if I can get it through using just my mini cut and emboss. So don't forget to check out your catalogs for inspiration. So I got my inspiration from Jennifer Smith for the layout design. And then I used the catalog for my cluster inspiration. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna have to pop out some of those pieces, but oh yeah, let me run this through real quick. That'll just add to our clusters. Oops. Should tape it down first, Pamela. There we go. So I'm curious, has anybody been recently to a Christian conference of some kind? So that's what our conference was, if you didn't hear me earlier. This year it was called a prophecy conference. So they were kind of going over prophecies in the Bible, especially from Revelations, to kind of line up events that are happening now over in Israel with Bible prophecy. This was very interesting. Learned a lot. And then to be inside of a huge church with, this is one of those mega churches, I guess. with like-minded people was really, really neat. And then a gentleman that Jeff worked with probably about 15 years ago, close to it, 12, out in Fort Stockton. We met them there, ran into them there last year, and then we all signed back up for this year's conference, and so we hung out all weekend, got to know them, or I got to know them a little bit better. Jeff, of course, knew them. Okay, so I don't even know what this tool is called, but if you go through, there's a kind of a foam piece here. You can kind of roll this through, I think, and try to get some of those little pieces out. I don't try to get all those pieces out, just a majority of them, because it's got little bristles. It's a little brush. So this goes with the pick your tool. I've already forgotten what the name of it is again. Because you can change these out for different tools. So pretty cool little gadget. And then I just need to get all those pieces off. Whoops, oh no. Blinging stuff everywhere. Alright, now let's put together our clusters, get our embellishments on, and we'll call it done. And then I've got to figure out where I'm going to do my journaling. If I'm going to do like actually I might just do my journaling like right up in here with some strips somewhere, since this is wide open. Alright, so let's start down here, and I'm going to use these. Excuse me. And I really would like to know where my the ribbon and stuff was behind it, but I think I'm going to just layer it over top. So let's see if I can get this going. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple of dots of liquid adhesive. This is some of the green glue adhesive, just in a different container I found off of Amazon. And we'll just build up our, I don't want to cover up the welcome sign, so maybe do it like right there. And it's warped because it's skinny just a little bit, so just have to gently lay that out and get it tacked down. Okay, I think that'll work. I need one of those up there, one over here. I think that goes over here. So yeah, my clusters are pretty much going to be the same. I'm only gonna put the strip of ribbon up here. Right now I'm just going to kind of go like this, I think. I'm gonna just roll it so it's kind of, it's a little bit straighter. And then I'll just put some liquid glue in, a couple of areas to tack it down where there's no holes. Okay. I don't think there's really an up or a bottom, so I'm going to put it right over that bottom border. Okay. We need some dimensionals. Give me a minute while I look for my, it's like, where did my tweezers go? I like had them right before we started, but now I can't find them. Oh well, I'm gonna just have to deal with it. Okay, again, let's kind of look at our sample right here. I'm going to kind of flip it so it's like over this way. think I'm going to put it like in this corner. There's like another, I feel like there's another flower. Maybe they cut the flower out a little bit more. I don't know. It's a little bit different. We'll just, the cluster is, I'm going to put it up this way. Let me layer it out first so I can kind of see what I want it to look like. I think that'll work. Things popped up. These. Just tack that down. Just want to hold it down a tiny bit. Until it's, this glue's pretty tacky, so it sticks down pretty quickly. I really like using my tweezers, but where did I have those? I'm gonna do it like right up here. And I'm just gonna adhere that one with foam. And then I'm just trying to cover up the ends of those pieces. And then this one, look at, okay, I just like this one better, so I'm gonna bring it, since this will be one of the first ones you see. And I'm gonna put 2 dimensionals. And then of course we'll bring in some, I'm going to cover right there. And then we'll add some gems around here. I may tuck out just a little bit of that ribbon, I think. Let me look and see, like over here. I could do it like this. I'm gonna have to trim it down a little bit though, I think, and maybe let it stick out here a little bit. So I really only want it like, probably like that. See if I can get this taunt. There we go. Oops. See, it doesn't cut very well if you're not careful. So let's try that again. Or I just need some sharper scissors. There we go. Decide which way you want your tails to go. I kind of like that. I'm going to tuck it out up underneath here, I think. So I'm going to use some glue dots. One, I'm going to stick it like right here on the inside, and then when I'm going to do it this way. I like the tails to go that way. So it's kind of going to hold that together. And then let's do a dot right back here. And then I can kind of tuck. Guess I'll use my scissors since I can't find my tweezers. Under in the floor somewhere, don't know. And I'm going to tuck them up under here somewhere. There. I like that. Okay, I'm going to do something maybe a little bit different than this one. Let's put this down. And then somewhere right around here, so I'm not covering up my head too at all. It lined right up there nicely. So my cluster, I've got a little gnat here, sorry about that. And these are my pieces. To do again, I just need to, it kind of curled when I did the tool to get the dots out. So just to add a little bit more. There's still little pieces. So like right there. This piece, maybe trim it down just a tiny bit. It's not really at an angle that I like. Let's see. I'm playing with it a little bit, so bear with me. Okay, that was a little bit better. I think I'm just going to lay it down right there, and then I'll build my cluster over top of that, and it'll come out both sides. Glue dots. All right. One more. Kind of do it right about there. And just build those up the same as well. See what where I want everything. I think I want 2 of those. 2 of these. I'll figure where I want those. Maybe right up in here. Okay, so glue this down. Down in here. And then just kind of play around with this, manipulate it where you think you want. That works. Glue dot. Not a glue dot, but a dimensional. I'm just wanting to cover up that little piece right there, I guess. And then tack these under. I think I'm going to do them right here. Do 2 on this one just because it's top focal. And you could add more if you wanted to, but I think this is working. I think I'm going to do the same thing I did with that one. So let me see if I can cut. Don't need it that long. Yeah, there. So I have that again. Glue dots. All right, we're pretty much to the end. Wrapping up our last cluster, and need to add just a few gems. And I think this worked really well with this topic, with the prophecy conference that we just got back from. Okay, I'm gonna bring this up a little bit higher than I normally would over photos. just because there's not much that I'm covering up there. I just want to see this part. And I'll put it right down here to kind of, since that one is the same as this, the color. Oops. Okay. And we'll do it right there kind of in the corner, I think. I'll go ahead and just tack that down. I'll stick those other pieces up underneath it. And I could do little strips of journaling down here, but I might do my journaling right up here, maybe over top of the, like in strips. I really like the journaling strips, but I'll figure that out and then I'll share with you. I'm going to do it over this way. I'll share with you the finished pages on my Instagram and Facebook page. There. Love that. So pretty. All right, my fingers are getting sticky and I can't get that off. And where do I want that? I think I want it right there. Okay. That pretty Blackberry Bliss with that ribbon. Another glue dot. And I'll kind of tuck it up under, coming out of maybe this, maybe down like that. I think that'll be good. So I'm going to tack it up under here somewhere. I've got it glued down, so let me see. Let me see if I can get it pushed up under there. How I want it. I feel like I want it a little bit. There we go, like that. All right, where are my gems? Give me 1 second. Okay, here are the gems that coordinate. Let's just put a few of these. I think I'm gonna go with the Blackberry Bliss. Don't want to do blue, but pink would be pretty too, but I think I'll do the Blackberry Bliss. And these are all the same size, so I'm just going to put them in a couple of areas. I'll put it right there. I think I'll do 3. Okay. And then where do I want it? If you can place them places where they'll kind of pop off, you can see them. That helps. That is not really. You could put it on here. I'll put it on there. You can always just stick them on your stamped images. That's fine. I'm going to do that for this one too. And I'm looking at, like, you know, in a triangle formation and odd numbers. Maybe like right there. Okay, there we have it. No, it was a little long, but I love the way it came out. Hey, Lori. Yes, they're gorgeous. So, all right, there we have it. 12 by 12 using the Regal Winter Collection from the there's the Regal Winters collection from the September-December mini catalog. I have the Suite collection, so for all of this featured right here is linked in the description if you want to check that out. You can, of course, buy any of those individually if you want to, any of the pieces of the collection. And I thank you for joining me for today's Make It Monday Live with Pamela for our 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Don't forget that cool, I never did use that texture stamp. I may end up sneaking it in there before I finish the whole page with the journaling. So we'll see. But again, thanks for joining me. Hope you join me on Wednesday for Story and Sketch. I'll be using this collection again in a totally different way, so be sure to join me. And again, we'll do some fun fold cards and some more fun techniques on Feel Good Friday. So y'all have a great Monday, have a great week, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate y'all.